Hey, what's up everybody? I am here today and I'm going to show you really quick how you can bust out and make your own almond milk. I've been really using almond milk for everything, for the most part. Anything I can substitute it for, I do. I'm really concerned about regular milk, about hormones and antibiotics and things like that. So I have decided to make this a big part of my life, and I want to show you how simple it is. How it's relatively the same price as the store-bought almond milk, but it's not going to have been put through a big process. It's going to be super nutrient enriched. It's going to taste great, give you tons of energy, tons of good oils in it for your heart. So anyways, I just want to talk to you real quick also about what's in store-bought almond milks, in case you're actually out there right now thinking that's a better way to go. I don't want to show the label of this one, but this is one that I found at my local store. Now, I looked through a bunch of them, and this was the one that I found that had the least amount of stuff in it other than almonds. So this one's got, it says filtered water and almonds. Okay, I'm cool with that. It's got sea salt in it. I don't really know why it's got to have that, maybe a flavor to enhance the flavor a little bit. But then it's got natural flavor. Sweet. Natural flavor, what is that? Is that bugs? Is that dirt? Is that snakes? I don't know what that is. I'm not really cool with that. It's got locust bean gum, sunflower lecithin, or lecithin, I'm not sure how it's pronounced, and galan gum. I'm assuming all of those are some sort of preservatives and stabilizers. I looked some of them up. They weren't anything I was really interested in having in my diet. You can get this stuff with organic galan gum, organic sunflower oils, things like that. But again, if I can make this at home and not have to worry about this stuff, where it came from, how it was processed, I'm just going to go ahead and do it myself. So anyways, that's kind of the reasoning why you should just bust it out and make this yourself at home. I generally make it every 3 to 4 days, and it works out to be roughly the same cost. I think I took my one scooper, 1 cup to my market, scooped out some almonds, went up and bought it, and it was $1.99 for 1 cup of almonds. So roughly $2 a cup for 1 cup of raw almonds. And that's going to make 4 cups of almond milk. So it's 50 cents basically. 50 cents for a cup of almond milk. Raw, fresh, organic, homemade almond milk, 50 cents. Pretty good deal. So that's kind of, the long and the short of it, why it's cost effective. And then a couple things you're going to want to use for when you're making your almond milk. You're just going to need a pitcher. You're going to need a pretty standard like food processor unit. Or if you've got like a Vitamix or something, you might be able to use that. But I just have the regular blender, so I use the regular food processor. Standard pitcher, and then one other thing, I like to use these glass jars. I think this is like 32 ounces or something like that. So it fits about 4 cups of almond milk. It's like the perfect amount. So that's pretty much what you need. The only other thing you'll need, and in my notes down below, I say to use this Swiss material. That's basically what this is. I tried to use that system that I talked about in the notes below, and it was a pain in the butt. So anyways, go ahead and just bite the bullet. Buy this, it's 10 bucks. I got mine at Mother's Market here in Huntington Beach. It's called a nut milk sack. Besides the fact that it's called nut milk, which is pretty hilarious, this thing's amazing and it works really, really well. So I just kind of hook mine over my pitcher like that, and then once my almond meal is ground up, I just empty it in there, pour the water over it, let it shake it up, let it soak for, I don't know, 10 minutes or so, and it's pretty much ready to go. So I apologize if you can't really see me too well. Maybe that's a good thing, I don't know. But anyways, I just want you to see close up how simple this really is to do. You're just gonna take your 1 cup of almonds. This is your food processor unit. Throw it in there. I haven't tried this with like a normal blender. I don't think it would work too well. I just take this. It's about a 1 minute grind or so. I don't know if I'll subject you to the full minute of this loudness. It gets pretty loud, but you just pop it in there. That's about what you got to do, right? All right, so we did our quick grind. We have our pitcher here ready to go. I like to just kind of do it in the sink in case a little bit spills over or something, doesn't end up on my countertops. You just are going to take your blade out if you want to do that first. Just get any of the excess off of there. Some of it will stick. Throw that over there. Give it a quick dump in there like so. I don't know if you can see that or not. A little bit will get stuck to the bottom of it there. You can use the end of your cup scooper or whatever. You got a knife handy or something like that. Just get as much out of it as you can. It's about good. And then, like I said, it's going to be about 4 cups. So we got our 1 cup here. I just use regular tap water. If you want to use boiled water, or filtered water, you could use Brita, bottled water if you really want. That would get a little bit on the expensive side. You could do that. Now you could actually double this up. You could blend up 2 cups and then just put 8 in there, and you'd have it ready to go, twice as much. The only reason I make it every couple of days is because everything I've read online says don't let it sit in your fridge longer than 4 days. There's absolutely no preservatives in it, so it will go bad much faster than any kind of store-bought product. So this is going on in here. You can give it a quick shake around like that. This is actually going to really become your almond milk pretty darn fast. So as that's kind of soaking, I like to get a little whisk, throw that in there and just kind of whisk it around a little bit, and then, you know, basically let it just soak for a few minutes. If you're really in a pinch and you need almond milk right away, you can pretty much use this stuff right away. I mean, it's going to be pretty darn milky pretty fast, but because there is a little bit of unexposed surface area to the almonds, even though it's ground, it's going to take a little bit to get all of to get totally milky and soaked up. So anyways, boom, right there. This is just going to sit here for a few minutes, and then I'm going to wring it out into the bottom of the pitcher here, and we will be ready to rock and roll. Hey, what's up everybody? So our almond milk has been soaking for, I don't know, 5 or 10 minutes now. I kind of sped up the process a little bit. I took my my pitcher and I just kind of whisked it up and down in there a little bit just to kind of speed up the water soaking through the almonds. So I'm just going to show you the final process now, and we're going to have our almond milk ready to go. We can use it for whatever we want. You can put it on your cereal. You just might want to add a little bit of sweetener to it. Raw organic almond milk tends to be a little bit on the bitter side. So if you're going to drink it plain raw, you might want to throw just a touch of honey or something in it like that. So anyways, let's get to it and we'll be done. Alright, so this is going to be the one step where you want to make sure you wash your hands. Remember, this organic, fresh, homemade almond milk, it's not going to have any preservatives in it. So any bacteria or anything that might be on your hands, you don't really want that to get into your almond milk, because you just don't know what's on your hands. You don't know how that's going to react when it gets into an organic area where it can feed and grow. So this is that one step. If you want to maybe wear some gloves even, I don't know if you've got little plastic cooking gloves or something, you could do that as well. But I'm just going to give my hands a good rinse here. Make sure they're clean, because you are going to touch a little bit of the almond milk as you're wringing this thing out. So, okay, so we're basically almost done. You got your glass jar here. You can use a bigger one, couple smaller ones, totally up to you. This one just seems to work good, this size glass jar. Simplest thing to do here, kind of shake this around a little bit. It's going to start kind of dripping. You're going to end up with all of this pulp right here. Now there's a lot of fluid stuck in there. Remember, we washed our hands really, really good. All we're going to want to do, give this a squeeze, drain it out. You can see why it's so crucial that your hands are clean, because this stuff is running all over your hands. You don't have to do this step if you just are like over it and you think that last little bit that's in there is not worth the effort that it takes. Personally, I figure why waste it? You're paying for it. It's your water, it's your almonds, all that. So anyways, you just do that quick squeeze there. You can actually keep this to cook with. I mix it in with my dog's dog food, with his dry food sometimes. Make sure your dog isn't allergic to almonds or doesn't have any nut allergies, because omega-3s are actually really good for dogs. So once a day I give him a couple of scoops of this. I just keep it in the freezer. I break off a little bit and I throw it in there, and he likes it just fine. And that way this doesn't go to waste either. So you take this, I'm just going to put it aside in my little cup right here that you see. We got our glass jar. I just took this out of the dishwasher, so I know it's pretty darn clean. Let's see what our efforts yielded. You can see there's just a little bit of sediment in the bottom there. That's okay. That'll just sink to the bottom. Anyways, so boom, right there. Filled it up almost perfectly. It was 4 cups went into there. You're going to want to seal this up and pop it in the fridge. Alright, so that was pretty simple. All we did was we took our cup of almonds, we threw them in our food processor, we had our pitcher ready to go with our nut milk bag filter in there. We threw the ground up almonds in there, we poured our 4 cups of water over it, we let it sit for about 10 minutes, we whisked it up a little bit to speed that process up, and then bam, we end up with this, and you got 4 cups. This ends up costing you about $2 to make. Super healthy right here, ultra healthy. It doesn't have any preservatives. It wasn't put through any kind of pasteurization process. It doesn't have natural flavoring in it. We don't know what that is. I don't know. Natural flavoring. So anyways, why not? Why not do this? Why not implement this into your diet? I'm going to show you some really killer smoothies that are going to need this. So you can use regular milk in your smoothies if that's what you like to do, but the way I like to do them, what I'm making, it's going to call for this. So anyways, I hope you enjoyed this episode. You liked the video, please leave a comment. Email me if you have any questions, you want to know about how to implement stuff into your life, how to make things easier, how did I do it, anything you want to know, email me. Check me out on Facebook, moderatelynuts.com. Thanks a lot for stopping by.